Good now. We could bring out Mr. Bradley. Dang, look at all this stuff. I need the cough drops the most. Okay, any preliminary matters that we need to address on behalf of the state? Preliminary matters on behalf of the defense.
No, Your Honor.
Is our jury up?
They are.
Okay, we're ready to bring them in.
Jury present, please rise.
Please be seated. Other witnesses on behalf of the state.
At this time, the state would move to publish Exhibit 31, which was the 911 call made by Mr. Malik.
Okay, you may do so.
Number 911, reaction to the emergency. 4455 West New Haven Avenue. 4455 West New Haven, what's going on there? We have a guy who's getting out of stock. He's going out with a 10% on the stock on the road, and we are waiting for the policeman. He needs to come as soon as we can, otherwise he'll run away. It's the double lodge.
On a watch, and what is the person doing?
He's stealing our furniture.
Stealing your furniture? Which room is it?
Yeah. Room 166.
Room 156? And what kind of vehicle does he have?
He has a Ford pickup truck, Ford.
What color is Okay, what color is the Ford Explorer? Sir, what color is the Ford Explorer?
It's white color. He's leaving us now because they found out he got police.
What color is it? Okay, and you said it's a white male?
It's a black man.
Black male. Which direction is he
And a
going?
white woman.
Okay, black male, white female, which way are they going?
And now they're leaving the property and he will do LDY.
002 LDY?
Yeah. LDI.
LDI?
Yeah, LDI.
Okay, listen, which direction is the vehicle going on 192? West or east? And your name?
Malik, M-A-L-I-K.
So what is your first name?
Muhammad, M-O-S-A-M-M-A-D.
Okay. Sir, did they have a room there that they were leasing from you?
Yeah.
What kind of furniture did they take?
They took all the street, they took all the pictures, they took the CDs, you know, But this you can send somebody now it's done, you know, nothing is
Okay, I understand. We'll get somebody out to you, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, other witnesses on behalf of the state.
State recalls Agent Craig Carson.
Okay, sir, since it's a new day, I'm going to have you sworn.
You solemnly swear to affirm the testimony you shall give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Don't tell us you're going to a Nationals baseball game.
I'm not. I
Okay.
apologize for my interest. It's less of me.
We won't be happy.
Good afternoon, sir. Would you please state your name for the record again?
Craig Carson.
Agent Carson, you testified yesterday afternoon about showing a photo to Robert Marks to identify him.
Yes, I did.
And at the time that you testified yesterday afternoon, you didn't have a physical copy of the photograph. Is that correct?
I did not.
When you showed the photograph to Mr. Marks, where did you obtain it?
I obtained it off a website. Like I said, I had Googled Barbara Pill, and images came up associated to what happened to Barbara Pill. And I was able to obtain a photograph off of like a Google search.
And with Mr. Marks, you actually just showed him the photograph on your cell phone?
On my cell phone, yes.
And that's the photograph that he identified?
Yes.
Did you, at our request, go back on the internet and attempt to locate the photograph that you had shown to Mr. Marks back on March 8th of 2012?
Yes, I did.
And were you able to locate it?
I did.
First witness?
Yes, you may.
Showing you what has now been marked for identification as Exhibit GA, I believe it is. Tell me if you can identify that.
Yes, this is the photo that I showed Mr. Marks.
And how can you identify it?
I picked a photo without, some of the photos had Mr. Bradley's name under them, so I didn't want the name on the photo, so this photo didn't have it. And I remember the outline of the photo had the blue and the orange color in it. That was one of the only ones that had it without the name on it.
And is the photograph that's in front of you as Exhibit GA in the same condition with no alterations or anything as the photo that you showed Mr. Marks on March 8th, 2012?
Yes, sir, same condition.
State will move that in as its next exhibit.
Okay, response from the defense. Yes, you may. Mr. Ignacio, are you asking that that be introduced?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor,
Okay. Okay, GA will be received as State's Exhibit number 36.
request permission to publish.
Yes, you may.
No further questions?
Yes, you may. They're publishing it at this time, so it's not, I don't know if this, we'll wait to see before a cross-examination because they're publishing the photo. Okay, anything else, Mr. McMaster? Okay, cross-examination by the defense.
Agent Carson, before the date of before March 6th, 2013, you had never had contact with Brandon Bradley, correct?
No, sir.
Even on that day, you had no contact with him.
No, sir.
And have you had contact with him other than today
No.
in this case?
No, sir.
So it's fair to say that you had no familiarity with what he looked like, except from seeing him in person today, and that would be your only familiarity with Mr. Brandon as to what he looked like.
Well, after the incident, I talked with the agents involved in the case.
Without what anybody got to know, based on your observation, your familiarity with what Mr. Bradley looked like, it's fair to say that you had not got to a point where you knew precisely what he looked like until today when you see him in person.
No, sir.
How's that not right?
I've seen a picture of him in our booking photos.
And so, as far as prior contact with him, you would not have gained any familiarity with that.
I don't understand the question, sir.
The pictures that you're talking about, one is that you pulled off an internet.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then another one you were shown yesterday, I believe, which is the driver's license picture.
Yes, sir.
Okay, those are the, and you say there are other pictures involved that you have seen.
Yes, sir.
No further questions.
Okay, redirect.
Briefly, between March 6th, when Mr. Bradley was arrested, and March 8th, when you did your interview with Mr. Marks, did you have an occasion to see Mr. Bradley's photograph anyplace else, or video of him?
Yes,
Where?
I saw his photo on our sheriff's website, our sheriff's booking photos and
How about on television?
television.
Newspapers?
Yes, sir.
Okay, recross. Thank you, sir. You can step down.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, other witnesses on behalf of the state.
State Call Sergeant Daryl Osborne.
Sir, if you'll step up before the clerk to be sworn.
You can raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you shall give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
See?
Yes, you may.
Good afternoon, sir. If you would please state your name for the record and spell your last name.
Daryl Osborne, Osborne.
How are you employed, sir?
I'm with the Brevard County Sheriff's Office as
What capacity?
a deputy sergeant.
How long have you been a sergeant?
About 10 years now.
Sergeant Osborne, if you'll scoot your chair up and do adjust that microphone and do talk into that microphone. Okay, thank you, sir.
How long have you been with the sheriff's office altogether?
About 17 years now.
And on March 6th of 2012, were you also employed with the sheriff's office?
Yes, I was.
Were you on duty that day in the early morning hours?
Yes, I was.
Did you have an occasion to respond to the crime scene at Elena Way and John Rhodes Boulevard?
Yes, I did.
That's where Deputy Hill had been shot.
Yes, it was.
How was it you were notified about the call?
On that day, I just happened to be down in Melbourne. I was at the police academy when I heard.
Okay, he said, and I heard.
You heard something over the radio that caused you to respond?
That's correct.
Do you recall approximately what time it was you would arrive at the crime scene at Elena Way? Did you go there directly, or did you go anyplace else first?
No, I responded to Parkway Drive first, yes.
And was the white SUV already in the ditch at the time you arrived there?
Yes, it was.
And how long did you remain at the Parkway crime scene?
10 to 15 minutes.
And after that, where did you go?
I went over to the area of John Rhodes and Elena Way, Melbourne.
At the time that you arrived, had other agents or officers already cordoned it off as a crime scene area?
Yes, it was.
And how long did you remain at the Elena Way crime scene?
I'm going to say till about 5:30 in the evening.
And do you know a Sergeant Terry Laufenberg?
Yes, I do.
How do you know Sergeant Laufenberg?
I've worked with him here at the Sheriff's Office for the last 10-plus years that he's been here.
And on March 6th of 2012, was he at the crime scene at Elena Way also?
Yes, he was.
Was Deputy Hill's vehicle and also Deputy Troop's vehicle still on the scene when you were there?
There were two vehicles. I didn't know exactly whose vehicles they were at the time.
First witness.
Yes, you may.
Showing you what has been marked for identification, the state's Exhibit A10 for identification. Would you look at that, Sergeant, and tell me if you can identify?
There were two patrol vehicles that were on, I believe, Elena Way right off of John Rhodes Boulevard.
And is that pretty much the way they look when you saw them on the date that you were there on March 6th, 2012?
Yes, it is.
Were you requested by Sergeant Offenberg to do anything in particular with respect to one of the vehicles?
Yes, I was.
What were you requested to do?
I was asked to help in removing the SD card from the video recorder in one of the vehicles.
What is an SD card?
A scan disk card that is used to hold information that is from the in-car cameras in the patrol vehicles.
Are you familiar with the in-car camera system?
Yes, I am.
I take it you were more familiar than Sergeant Offenberg was?
Yes, sir.
That's why he asked you to remove the card?
I believe so, yes.
Do you recall which car it was or which vehicle it was that you removed the card from?
I don't remember exactly which one from that day, being out there on the scene. He
You only
directed
removed
me to.
one?
I only removed one, yes, sir.
Had you removed SD cards from in-car video systems previously?
Yes, I have all the time.
And did you follow the standard procedure for taking the SD card out?
That's correct.
Is that something that you all normally do on a regular basis?
The patrol deputies, yes, they're in all of the patrol vehicles, and we're required, whenever the card is full or on a quarterly basis, that we will remove all the SD cards and download the information.
Explain just the system in general, if you would, for the jury, how you all use those video systems.
The video systems themselves are attached to the rear view mirror on your vehicle. It's basically a camera that has been placed into the mirror. You want to go over the operation of it, or?
Just in general, I've got another witness that will go into detail.
Okay. Basically, the cameras are operated. They can start the recording in one of three fashions. Either there is a record button that you would hit on the rear view mirror that would start the recording, or we carry a remote sensor on our persons. So if we're away from the vehicle and we want to start the recording, we just hit that remote sensor. It'll start the recording at that time. Or if the deputy activates his emergency blue lights, it'll automatically start the recording at that point.
And does the video, once it's activated by whichever of the three methods, accurately collect the scene in front of the vehicle?
Yes.
And how do you all generally go about downloading the images that you want to preserve from what was captured on the in-car videos?
Well, you have to remove that SD card that I was speaking of from the unit itself, and then inside of each of the precincts, there are designated computers that you can go to and attach that SD card to a card reader, and from there there's a series of commands that you go through to upload it into the system.
And what safeguards are built in to prevent any kind of destruction or altering or alterations of the images on the system?
Well, first you have to have a username and password in order to get into the system. If there's already some images on the system itself, if someone else were to log in and try to view or do anything with that image or that particular download or any of the images, it would capture your name and ID number. So it's basically a running log if anyone else were to go inside and view that particular material.
Back to March 6th of 2012, when Sergeant Offenberg asked you to remove one of the SD cards from one of the vehicles. Did you in fact remove that SD card?
Yes, I did.
And what did you do with it?
I handed it to Major Bruce Barnett, who was with me at that time.
And did you make any kinds of alterations or changes or anything to the SD card between the time that you removed it from the video system and the time that you gave it to me?
No, I did not.
No further questions?
Okay, cross-examination by the defense.
Any questions?
Okay, sir, thank you for your testimony. You're free to step down. Other witnesses on behalf of the state.
State calls Major Bruce Barnett.
Okay, sir, if you'll come forward, step up before the clerk to be sworn.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you shall give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you.
Okay, sir, please be seated in the witness chair. And once seated, if you'll scoot your chair forward, do adjust that microphone. Do talk into that microphone and helps us hear your testimony. It also aids in recording your testimony.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
If you would please state your name for the record,
Bruce Lee Barnett.
and how are you employed, sir?
I am a major with the Brevard County Sheriff's Office.
How long have you been employed with the Sheriff's Office?
Approximately 24 years.
And were you so employed on March 6th of 2012?
Yes, sir, I was.
On that date, did you have an occasion to respond to the crime scene at the area of the Lane Way and John Rose Boulevard involving the investigation into the shooting of Deputy Barbara Bell?
Yes, sir, I did.
How was it that you were notified to respond to the scene?
I wasn't actually. It was over the radio. I heard it. I was here at West Precinct at the time and just got in my car and drove down.
Did you go directly to the crime scene?
I did, yes, sir.
And when you arrived, what, if anything, did you do?
Actually, at that point, there wasn't a whole lot for me to do. Just help secure the scene and provide whatever guidance and assistance I could to the personnel that were there.
I take it that you were one of the ranking officers at the time on scene?
I was, yes, sir.
Major, did there come a time that you had some contact with Sergeant Terry Laufenberg there at the crime scene?
Yes, sir, I did.
And Sergeant Laufenberg is in charge of the crime scene unit?
He is in charge of our crime scene unit, yes.
And was there a request made for you to assist him in removing the SD cards from the vehicles of Deputy Troop and Deputy Bell?
Just from Deputy Troop, I believe, for you. Yes, sir. He asked if I would assist with that, yes.
And did you do it yourself?
No, sir, I did not.
Why not?
Truthfully, I've been a cop for a while, and the cameras are relatively new, and I didn't know how to operate them or where the cards were. So I was concerned that I might mess something up. So I asked Sergeant Osborne to assist me with the actual removal of the card.
That's the sergeant who just left the courtroom?
Yes, sir.
And did Sergeant Osborne, in your presence, remove the SD card from your vehicle?
I was standing next to him, and he removed the card and turned it over directly to me.
Did you see him make any changes or alterations in it whatsoever?
No, sir.
And once you received it, what, if anything, did you do?
Just packaged it up, produced a property receipt for it, and turned it over to Sergeant Laufenberg.
Yes, you may.
Showing you what has been marked a test for identification. Did you look at that and tell me if you can identify?
Yes, sir.
How can you identify?
It has my name on it and my ID number.
Is that how you packaged it up on March 6th of 2012?
No, sir. Actually, this is from, I recognize the writing, I believe to be Sergeant Laufenberg, so it is not my writing, no, sir.
All right, so you put it, or how did you package it up?
All I did was I had it in I had the card. I believe we had it in a little envelope at the time. I completed a property receipt and just turned it over right there at the scene to Terry. Sergeant Laufenberg apparently did this.
And during the time that the SD card was in your possession, did you make any changes, alterations, deletions to it?
No, sir, I did not.
Further questions?
Okay, cross-examination by the defense. Okay, sir, thank you for your testimony. You're free to step down.
Thank you.
Okay, other witnesses on behalf of the state.
State calls Agent Brian Stoll.
Okay, sir, if you'll step up before the clerk to be sworn.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you shall give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Please be seated in the witness chair. Sir, once you're seated, if you'll scoot your chair forward, because that chair does roll around, and do adjust that microphone and talk into that microphone if you would, please. Okay, Mr. McMaster?
Thank you, Judge. Would you please state your name for the record?
Brian Stoll, Brian Stoll.
And how are you employed, sir?
I'm Deputy Sheriff, Brevard County Sheriff's Office.
How long have you been employed with the Sheriff's Office?
10 years.
And were you so employed on March 6th of 2012?
Yes.
On that date, did you have an occasion to respond to the crime scene at Elena Way and John Rhodes Boulevard regarding the shooting of Deputy Barbara Kill?
Yes.
How was it you were notified about responding to the crime?
I believe Sergeant Dennis Casey is the one that initially notified me. He called me.
On duty at the time?
I was just coming on duty. Told me to respond to the area, and that's what I did.
Did you go directly to the crime scene at Elena Way?
Yes.
When you were there, did you have an occasion to come in contact with Sergeant Terry Lawson?
Yes.
He was the fellow in charge of the crime scene at the time?
Yes.
And was there a request made for you to do something to assist him?
Yes.
What was that?
To transport the SD card from Deputy Pill's patrol vehicle to the crime scene, or the forensic crime scene guy at the Criminal Investigations building.
And did you do that?
Yes, I did.
And was it just the one SD card, or did you take both of them?
I believe it was just the one.
And where did you take it?
To Agent DeFresny in his office at Criminal Investigations at Gus Hip.
At the time that it was given to you, was it already packaged up? Do you recall?
I don't recall.
And during the time that it was in your possession, from the time that you got it from Sergeant Lautenberg until the time that you delivered it to Agent Dufresne, did you make any alterations, deletions, corrections, or anything along those lines to
No, sir.
the SD card?
No, sir.
So in the same condition when you gave it to Agent Dufresne as it was at the time that you first received it from Sergeant Lautenberg?
Yes.
Further questions?
Okay, cross-examination.
I just told to see where Agent Lautenberg obtained that SD card.
I did not know. That was inside the actual crime scene. I was outside the crime scene tape.
And that's what you're talking about. Elena Way scene.
Yes.
Okay, and after he took possession, he had the card from Lautenberg.
Yes.
You did not observe him remove that or where he obtained it.
No, I did not.
Okay, redirect by the state. Okay, sir, thank you for your testimony. You're free to step down. Okay, other witnesses?
Sergeant Terry Lautenberg?
Okay, sir, if you'll step up before the clerk to be sworn.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you shall give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I did.
Thank you.
Okay, sir, please be seated in the witness chair. And once seated, if you'll scoot your chair forward, do talk into that microphone. It helps us hear your testimony. It also aids in recording your testimony.
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
If you would, please state your full name for the record and spell your last name.
My name is Terrence Dean Laufenberg. It's Laufenberg. I go by Terry.
And how are you employed, sir?
I'm currently employed with Brevard County Sheriff's Office.
How long have you been employed with the Sheriff's Office?
16 years.
And in what capacity are you employed?
My current assignment is sergeant in charge of the crime scene unit and overseeing the identification units.
And how were you employed on March 6th of 2012?
In the same capacity.
And on March 6th of 2012, did you have an occasion to respond to a crime scene at the area of Elena Way and John Rhodes Boulevard regarding the investigation into the shooting of Deputy Barbara Bell?
Yes, I did.
How was it you were notified about the incident?
I was notified by our Major Todd Goodyear that there was a deputy-involved shooting at that location, and he requested I respond there.
Were you on duty that day?
Yes, I was.
Did you go directly to the scene at Elena?
After gathering the other crime scene personnel, yes, I went directly to the scene.
When you arrived at the crime scene, did you have an occasion to take photographs of Deputy Bill's vehicle and certain areas of the crime scene?
Yes, I did.
approach witness.
Yes, you may.
Showing you what has been marked for identification as exhibits AN, AO, AT, and AQ. Would you look at those and tell me if you can identify them?
Yes, I can identify them.
How can you identify them?
I took these 4 photographs depicting the 2 patrol cars, sheriff's patrol cars there, and the interior of Deputy Pill's vehicle.
And who did the 2 patrol cars, who were they assigned to?
The one was assigned to Deputy Pill and the other to Deputy Troop.
And do the photographs that are in front of you truly and accurately portray those portions of the crime scene that you saw on March 6th of 2012 that are depicted in these 4 photographs?
Yes, they do.
Stay with those innocents. Thanks, Paul.
Response from the defense? Okay, AN will be states number 37. AO, states number 38. AP, states number 39. AQ, states number 40.
Request permission for Sergeant Loffenberg and Brigham to step down from the witness box, stand in front of the jury, and display the photographs, publish the photographs to the jury, and explain what is depicted in them.
Okay, he may do so, and if the defense needs to move, they may.
Sergeant Martin. Big volunteers, put yourself where they can all see. We'll start with, tell us what the exhibit number is on it, and then just tell them what is shown in the photograph.
This is a photograph exhibit number 37. It's a photograph I took of the 2 patrol cars in the general scene from behind the patrol cars standing basically on John Rose Boulevard looking west down Elena Way. You see Deputy Phil's vehicle here, number 2223, and Deputy Troop's vehicle over here, which is 2010. The next photograph is it's kind of dark, but it's an interior photograph of Deputy Phil's car from the passenger side, trying to show where everything's located, for computer equipment, for in-car video equipment that's part of the rear view mirror. And then, I'm sorry, that was State's Exhibit 38. State's Exhibit 39 is another photograph depicting the interior of the vehicle, showing the rearview mirror containing the in-car camera equipment. And State's Exhibit 40 is just a close-up photograph of the side view of the rearview mirror of the in-car camera.
Okay, if the witness would be seated, we're going to need to take a break for just a moment. Okay, we're going to need to take a break, and I'm going to ask that the jury be removed from the courtroom. Okay, and then I'll have a bench conference with the attorneys.
All rise.
Be seated, and if I could have a bench conference, Deputy Blankenship. Juror 190 is saying he's having a medical problem, so Deputy